Okay, it's Saturday, the day after Thanksgiving, 2015, and this video is mainly about recharging my batteries through the Ames power inverter, 2000 watt power inverter charger. 24 volt system I have. Each battery is 6 volt, 225 amp hours with 2 banks of 4 in series, and then each bank parallel to each other, creating 24 volts at 450 amp hours. Double checked every battery, made sure all the batteries are good, and they are. Double checked my connections, they're good. Everything's connected right. I double checked with the manufacturers, everything's wired up properly. But when I first got it, reading the manual to the inverter, I couldn't figure out how to hook it up, and I wanted to be sure that I was doing the right thing and I didn't blow up anything, you know. So here's the steps I took. First of all, when I got the inverter, I put the ground wire in here and hooked that up. That goes down to the outside to a ground rod. Then over here, and these dip switches are very important. Those are the dip switches that one of them needed to be changed. The fourth one down needed to be switched to the left. Everything else was what it was when I got it out of the box. You can read up on what they are in the manual, which is also online. I got my positive negative DC hooked up over there, and what I was told is I took an extension cord, I cut it on my generator, and I cut the extension cord, and I made sure these two ground wires coming out of the inverter were apart and not put together. I was told to leave them apart, and that's why. I read about it in the manual, but I'll continue here. This is the AC in, these three are the AC out. The AC out, I'm quite sure it goes to a breaker box and to your little cabin or whatever you want to hook it up to, I guess. I have yet to do that, and I will do that. The AC in is for charging purposes. The green goes to the ground. The L is the black, which is, I guess, hot. L means load, maybe, I'm guessing. And the white is neutral. So I got them hooked up, and now power has been going to my inverter, and when I turned it on, it instantly went to charge. Here is the AC mode light is on. The fast charge is on. When they reach a charge, I was told it's going to go to float charge, which it hasn't done yet. I always use the power saver off, and you can see why when you read the manual. The power saver on only begins to give power to things that are over 25 watts, and I don't have that. I've got my little battery type selector here set for open lead acid battery, which is number 6. Now this charge current control right here, that little black knob right there, very important, very fragile. The first time I touched it, it popped open. You can lose it really easily. Just get ready for that thing to pop off if you start messing with it. Anyway, now these power saver lights not on, overload alarm, over temperature alarm, I haven't had any of them come on. So when I did all this, I plugged my AC in, turned it on, it went right here with these two lights, AC mode and fast charge. But the problem I think I'm having, or maybe it's not a problem, it just takes a long time to charge up. I've kept track of the voltages. When I started, before I started charging, everything was 22.4 volts. Here's my little record of it. So at 22.4 volts, and then I hooked up the AC to it at 8:21 a.m. in the morning. And as soon as I hooked up the AC power to it, it showed 22.9 volts. So it went up half a volt. And then various times and how far it's creeping up. You can see when it gets to 25.1, 25.2, 25.25, because it was flashing between 25.2 and 25.3. So I just put 25.25 at 142. So within 2 hours, it barely went up 0.2. So I figured, well, either something's wrong, or it just takes a long time to charge these 4 batteries. There's one thing also I need to note. This setting right here for the charge current control is 100% counterclockwise to 15, I think, percent. And it shows it right down here. 25%. That's that little knob right here that I told you to be very careful with. I've got that right about 75%. I think in fact, I've got it to 100%. I just use my finger to turn it. Remember, that pops out very easily. Be very careful. I'm going to turn on the voltage on my charge controller. And by the way, my whole system was given to me Well, I purchased it from Missouri Wind and Solar, which are awesome company, awesome people. They've helped me out tremendously, always with tech support. I call those guys 3-4 times a day sometimes, so I kind of don't call them as much, but I still call them. So I highly suggest Missouri Wind and Solar. Now, here's the charge controller, and I'll put that on. You can see right now it's flickering from 25.2, and sometimes it goes to 25.3. It's been that way for a couple hours. Anyway, really don't know if it just takes this long to charge or not. So that's all this video is for, to show you about the Ames Global LF Series 2000 watt 24 volt inverter charger, how to get it to charge. That's how you do it. You hook up these wires here from an old extension cord, you plug it in, and as soon as you turn it on, the power saver off, it senses the AC and it starts to fast charge the batteries. And this is mainly for if you have a really small battery bank, you want to turn that clockwise so it reaches down to 25% or something like that, so it don't overcharge a small bank. So I'm just going to wait. My generator's been on all morning in hopes that I'm supposed to read like 27, even up to 28 maybe, not 25 all day long. So I'm just wondering why it's taking so long. And I also have a question. I'm wondering if the charge controller has anything to do with what this inverter is trying to do. One more thing, my generator outside that's going right now is a 5,700 watt generator. Kind of a cheap one, but that's what it is. And I read, I think in the manual, where the generator has to be 150% greater than your inverter, which I guess that's what they're talking about. Is this is a 2,000 watt, and my generator is 5,700 watts, so I guess that's the 150% they're talking about. I don't know, that's my guess. So that's how you get your batteries to charge from a generator. And I just hope that this doesn't take all day long to get me up to 26 and 27 and near 28. I don't know why it's taking so long, or if there's something wrong. Okay, that's all I have. Over and out.